I would just like to note for the record that I would just like to note for the record that Mr. Tabachnik actually is not here, does not live here. He's sending this along the way. And I think we know from the most recent 2009 disclosures from More Than the Curve that Mr. Tabachnik, Ms. Suchland, and Mr. Brady, Ms. Oxbury, who were the candidates in 2009, were apparently soliciting donations and engaging in some sort of quid pro quo. So, excuse me, Beth. Excuse me. You were a candidate. Excuse me. I am allowed to. Excuse me, please.
Beth, you have your opportunity to speak.
I was just saying that you were a candidate in 2009. You were a candidate in 2009.
Continue with your.
So I was just going to say that I can only speak for myself, which.
Excuse me.
Which is. That is. So I can only speak for myself, and I can say unequivocally that despite the insinuations from people who don't have the courage to come here apparently and be here in person and can send a missive, despite that, I'd
like to read something from someone who's...
Wait, can I just finish?
Yes, I want to read something.
I can unequivocally state that I have never taken any kind of donation or contribution from anyone in exchange for anything. And I am insulted by this community's utter lack of, I'm just insulted by the way that people are treating one another about this issue. And how our integrity and the integrity of people in this community who have volunteered to give up their time, who have kids and who've lived here, is insulted on a daily basis by rumors, by innuendo, by gossip. And I think that is completely unfair. And let's talk for a second about bad faith. Because we worked really hard over the last couple months to achieve a consensus and a compromise. And we worked really hard for hours on Monday to modify the policy in a way that, according to Mel's votes, he was fine with. Now suddenly he decides that he's going to tear that up and walk away. And in fact, Mel, you have been for this policy and then against this policy, and for this policy and against this policy. And you want to talk about integrity? It would be nice if you stood for something.
Adam, you are disgraceful. I have specifically, during all this controversy, not attacked anyone personally.
As board members, we should show respect.
And I am. And you think I was just shown respect? I was attacked personally for being bright enough to change my mind.
No, he's not that. It's the frustration of the meeting on Monday. We tried to do a collaborative effort, and to say anything that it wasn't, it was a collaborative effort. And I think we tried to work together to reach the middle. There was compromise on both sides. It was good dialogue. I'd like to thank Kathy Peduzzi for asking for that special meeting. We have been through a long process. We spent many hours on this. And I think that as a board, we don't always have to agree, but we have to be respectful.
I would agree.
And we did our due diligence. We did extensive research. We went through the process in an extensive and exhaustive manner.
How can a person expect respect from the community if he shows disrespect right to a board member? I don't understand
I didn't hear disrespect. No, I have to.
Then you better listen better.
Temper that with saying
I went home.
That
let me repeat, I'm in favor of a responsible contractor ordinance. I am against two specific clauses in it, which I find exclusionary, discriminatory, and harmful to the school district.
And that's fair.
It is
You
fair.
were allowed to feel
But
that
for
way.
Adam to attack me for changing my mind?
Well, I thought that you voted for it on Monday night to
I
move
did.
forward.
I went home really thinking about it, and that's why I reached out to all these educators I know and business managers.
Fair enough. No,
And
I mean-
directors of intermediate units, all who convinced me
I
it's
I
wrong.
think that